I'm Ames, and I'm, I guess, an OG fan. I've been a fan of the Backstreet Boys since '97. Um, yeah, coming up on 25 years. Um, and yeah, Gio and I started talking about the differences in kind of the fandom back then when I started getting involved in the fandom now, and kind of wanted to just hash it out and see what some of those differences were.
Yeah, I'm Gio. I'm 23 years old now, and I'm a newbie, if that's the right term to use. And yeah, I love this fandom, so I'm glad that I'm happy that we're doing this.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to kind of hear, from my perspective, because I've been a fan for almost 25 years. I've kind of walked through all of the different phases, but I've experienced it, I think, really differently as somebody who's new to the fandom because I have that experience from before. So I'm kind of curious to hear about that. For me, I came into the fandom at a time when it was so big and kind of intense in the media. And although the boys are still kind of big in a lot of ways, that intensity is not there. So it's always interests me to kind of learn more about people who found the fandom so much later or more recently and how you came to be a BSB fan.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of random for me at least, because I had nothing to do, I had nothing to listen to, and I had a few of their songs on my Spotify, whatever. So I played them, and my head went, well, I like all the songs that I have downloaded. It was like I Want It That Way, As Long As You Love Me, and like everybody. So it was like the more famous ones, and I was like, I should listen to more. I might like it. And that's when it all went downhill. And that's when I started, going crazy for them. But I really didn't join the fandom right away. Like on Twitter and stuff. Cause I didn't know that it was gonna get so big in my life. But yeah, I just found a few people that were really into them, and they're all really nice and welcoming. So that's kind of how I got into the fandom, like through Twitter and yeah.
Yeah, it's so different for me because obviously Twitter wasn't a thing back then, or computers really. Social media. We had like chat rooms and stuff, but you really didn't connect really well. It wasn't like this, let me send a tweet out and then, 4 hours later I get a notification or whatever. You have to be in the moment with those people in the room. It was a very different setup back then, but it was everywhere. It was on the radio, it was on the TV, it was, the Backstreet Boys mania, I think is what we called it back then, was just so big that it was hard to get away from it. And I do kind of feel like it was, you were either in or you were out. A lot of people were like, I'm a huge Backstreet Boys fan, or yeah, I really like them, or, get them off my radio or whatever. And I just got lucky that I fell into the category of, I really enjoy their music. And it kind of spiraled from there to really following them and figuring out what, like all of the online communities and all of that. But it was hard at that time because we just didn't have a lot of that. It was all new, like chat rooms and the internet even, or, sitting in AOL dial-up and all these other things that I think I had to kind of figure that out. And I think a lot of the reason why I did that was because I wanted to be a part of this community. So it was kind of like, well, I have to know how to use my computer, and I have to fight everybody in my house to get to the computer because there was only one, to be able to actually do some of those things and read the chat room messages and stories and whatever else was online. So it was everywhere, but in a very different way.
Yeah,